once, no.
But it's actually been a really cool thing, and I'm actually...
That's the indication of someone who doesn't know that they made the right decision right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually been a really cool thing.
You know, it's like,
We read these books by some Christian authors, and they were sharing about how they met each other, and they were like, what if we did something so radical? What if we waited until we were husband and wife to actually kiss for the first time? And it was a totally radical idea.
this isn't a fucking Fortnite challenge, all right? This isn't like the wait until marriage to kiss challenge and you get 30 fucking XP.
Yeah. No, you unlock.
This is a serious thing.
It is a Fortnite challenge though.
Yeah.
Because when they kiss, they unlock a new skin.
That's what
It's like skin. Like it actually unlocks skin.
And for some reason, that just like really
I remember reading that
inspired me.
story, yeah.
You remember it too.
Yeah, I read it too before you.
They're like weirdly competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I read that too. I also read it in Latin when it was actually first transcribed as well.
Yeah, but you only did that because I showed you how to access Latin diaries online. So
Yeah, well, my husband and I haven't even kissed yet. And we've been married for 30 years.
me and my husband don't even live in the same house. So
I've never even met my husband. He's a pen pal.
So for me personally, this was just a personal conviction because obviously the Bible doesn't say you shall not kiss until you get married. But
How funny is this that it's not even part of their religion?
they just
They just did it because they're fucking insane.
Yeah. They just read it in a book somewhere. Or like, yeah.
How crazy is that?
Uh-huh.
I just thought how inspiring. I did not expect this road to last as long as it
30
has.
years?
30.
Come on, you gotta get you a little something. That's a
Just a little tiny little.
yeah, just a I think her grandma like went in for one. She's like, ah!
Yeah.
That's for my husband.
Yeah. It's like, Bethany, you keep talking about this husband. You've been single for so long. Shut up, Grandma.
Just give me a kiss. Ah!
Bitch, we ain't married.
So when I decided like, hey, that would be a cool idea.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And then, each year like, yeah, this is a cool idea, right?
Right? Please, someone, please.
The next year, this is still cool, right? And then the next year after that, it was like, this is cool, right?
Just withering away. Her sanity just slowly disappearing.
And then I turned 29, and it was like, this is cool, right?
I'm glad like
This is cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Glad she did it because 31, she's just like. Now I'm gonna get the biggest kiss. Come here, Johnny. Why don't you lay one on me?
But I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. And so having decided that and really having walked it out now,
She's been smiling for 2 fucking minutes. What if
Just
we
going-
did our videos
just
like
going,
that? We could never be on daytime television. 'Cause that's what that is. That's what that skill is. Oh my god.
and really having walked it out now, it's been really awesome just to see like, wow, I'm so excited to experience this bit of intimacy kissing with my husband on our wedding day. Like, it's gonna be so amazing.
It's not gonna be amazing. It's not gonna be amazing.
What if they just open mouth tongued it? It's like, you may now kiss the bride. Just slap. Just want to
Breathe like hot breath.
Just a
and just,
zombie kiss.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite. They don't know what to do, so they just do nothing.
You may now kiss the bride. Are you gonna go? Well, I guess.
We're just gonna shake on it. Shake.
Yo,
Love you, bro.
big ups on my wife.
Dress is sick.
So no matter what you take from this video, we hope that you'll just be inspired to think about just those smaller aspects, I guess, of romance in kind of a newer way. And instead of thinking like, oh, like, yeah, of course, everyone just kisses. Like, maybe take a step back and think about it a little bit differently.
I wonder if she knows that sex exists. Like, straight up.
Oh, she does.
Probably not, dude.
What?
She's probably gonna be like, her husband's gonna be like, all right, now that we've kissed, let's
No.
Take it to the next step. And she's like, what do you mean, what's next? What do you mean?
Just like pulls out his pants. She's like, oh my god!
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
She gets a knife. We have to get it off you! What? No, this is my dick. Get off! Come here.
Oh, honey, great. Now we can go back to kissing.
I think it's really cool that you and Dave are doing that, and you do get a lot of questions about that. And I know I got a lot of questions about it because Zach and I did the same thing, and now we've been married for 7 years.
They both did it. They both fucking did it.
So like, if the world had like a big algorithm that like balanced everything out, this is the balance for the Suicide Boys. The Suicide Boys are on this end, Girl Defiant is on this end.
No, I'll show you what it's the opposite of.
Okay.
My girlfriend of 4 years never sucks my dick or makes me come, wish I do. Cheat on her. No. Your fingers should be at one point. A finger should be in his ass. I'm done. Bye. Good night.
Struggling to wonder, like, does he actually value me as a woman, as a person? Does he want more than just sex? And having a guy in a relationship before marriage was Zach, who was so honoring, who wanted to pursue purity, who wanted to preserve intimacy for marriage.
What do you do then? What do you do with that person?
Oh, no, I'll show you. Ready?
Yeah.
If God has marriage for us one day, we're gonna get to enjoy all of this, just like you and Dave are actually enjoying now. Because you're married, right? As we watch this. In future times. In future times.
That I love that fucking. That's their version of a joke. Is someone says something that someone laughs and repeats it, and the other person laughs and repeats it again.
Yeah.
And it goes like this.
Yeah. There's no actual punchline.
Yeah. He's like, I'm married now, of course.
And then on that wedding day and beyond, like, just have at it and have so much fun. And you know, looking back now, 7 years into it, people will ask, like, was it worth it? Do you regret it? And I'm like, you know, something I didn't know that would happen
is I don't know how to throw it back.
He keeps asking me, give me that gooseneck. And I just don't know what he means.
The other day he's like, throw it back for a real one, and I'm like, I don't understand. We're just listening to new music, and just now that we're married, we're exploring.
And having so much fun kissing.
So much fun kissing. Oh, so much fun kissing.
Oh my god, it's so much fun to kiss.
We put on Usher, Let It Burn, and just kissed all night.
Oh yeah, and is it fun?
It's so much fun.
Oh, so much fun kissing.
Yeah.
It's like you can't stop kissing.
Exactly. Also, comment below if you know what back shots are. I have no idea what those are.
Having a guy and building a relationship with him and seeing how much he desired to honor me physically. You know, a lot of girls will email us and say, my boyfriend's pressuring me. All he wants is sex. All he wants to do is make out.
Fucking savage. Fucking horn dog. Holy hell. All he wants to do is make out? What a horny piece of shit.
Leave him.
Mr. Struggle.
Mr. Struggle,
That's
right
what
there.
that is.
Yeah.
Mr. Horn Dog.
Yeah.
There's a new one.
Yeah.
There's a new type of guy to avoid. Mr. Horn Dog.
Yeah, directly Satan's spawn. Wants to put his lips all over you.
Oh, he wants to kiss all the time.
Oh, kissing. Yeah.
Oh, baby, come here.
Yeah.
I want to honor your mouth.
Yeah. Absolute sav, dude.
Fucking disgusting.
We're getting emails all the time. Bethany, my boyfriend wants me to give him that good top. I can't bring myself to do it. Just so many emails. Like, Bethany, my boyfriend pulled me aside the other day and he said, babe, I want you to give me that Samsung Spin Cycle sloppy toppy, and I just don't know what to do. Tell him wait for marriage.
You gotta wait 2 or 3 years. I mean, hell, 4. That's what I did at least.
I was gonna slip on right there.
Before you give him that sloppy toppy.
Yeah, that good neck, that...
That's the worst sound I've ever heard in my entire life. Right there.
Because it's hard, like having self-control,
patience,
patience, and really wanting to get to know me and my personality and who I am.
Not
wanting
just
to
your
keep-
body.
Not just my body, wanting to keep Christ at the center. It was amazing. It developed such an incredible respect for him. And now that we've been married, that foundation of respect, that foundation of mutual love for one another has only deepened and strengthened. So I encourage all girls, you know what? Once you get married, you can have at it, but beforehand, be cautious, be careful, think through what do I not want to regret once I'm married? You know, maybe I'm not going to marry this guy. Do I want to have all these regrets? Think through it.
There's a very simple way to say this. Ladies, don't give up the goodies on the first date. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
It doesn't take 9 years.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
Finally, on our wedding day,
Yeah.
after 9 years of relationship,
Yeah.
now it becomes clear that you've had respect for me this whole time.
He's
And
just-
now you may plant one on me.
He's just foaming at the mouth.
Waiting for the fucking day.
Both of us did not kiss until we got married, and we found guys that were willing to wait, that were actually excited
It
to do
did
that.
not scare them away. They were
No.
for it as well.
Oh, dude, I want to meet these dudes.
Yeah.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because men should be horny out of their fucking mind. That
Yeah.
dude just sitting there with a smile. I'll wait.
That's what I'm saying. What are you thinking about? I'm thinking about boobs all the time. Non-stop. It's like boobs, boobs, boobs. Sometimes ass.
We'll switch up.
Boobs. Back to boobs.
Yeah, that's your brain. Okay, what do we got today? It's a lot of boobs. No, we got ass at 4. This is boobs.
That's the schedule for my
Yeah.
brain. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
What is he thinking about? What is this guy thinking about all day? Printers?
I'm not dragging Dave along like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
He was 100% on the same page, on board with doing that. And when you set up good boundaries and don't put yourself in the way of temptation, to be honest, it's not as hard as it seems.
It's very
But-
freeing, I've heard you say.
Yes, it's very freeing because you're not like always like, oh, did we go too far? Did we do this? Like,
Just go all the way. It's not a fucking problem after that. Just throw it back. Let him fucking unload and do it one time, and then you can do all this shit. I don't get this.
I know.
Now I know what you
You're
mean.
not constantly worrying about it. You're constantly thinking about it. You're
Just
constantly
always thinking about like getting,
No.
getting that good fucking.
And you're just constantly thinking about it, having to think about printers all the time. You're constantly having to think about
I've been
printers.
telling them, put it away. Do
put
not
it
let me
away.
near that thing, because I'm gonna fucking.
And then it's like, or then did I go too far? And it was like, and then I'm back to printers. And it's like, what's up, you want a kiss? No.
Ollie?
Sorry, buddy. We're not married. All right, that's probably it for that. I think they just said the same thing over and over and over again for 7 minutes, right?
Kind of like the first video.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way we end this is on this video called "Using Social Media in a God-Honoring Way." I think we end with like a good tip for us at least.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly thinking like, how can we involve God in our careers? You know what I'm saying?
I think my Twitter's pretty god.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, mine is too.
Yeah.
so the first one you need to ask is this. Real basic. Will this post be honoring to God?
Okay, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should end this maybe by going through maybe one of your tweets that
Yeah.
you drafted.
Yeah.
And just run this exercise and see if it's
Honoring to God?
Honoring God.
Absolutely. Okay, here's one.
What do you
Muddin, verb, dragging my big ol' hog through your ass.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
tweet it. Good God-like.
Look, I know there are Christian people who are committed to their faith, all that. They don't say shit like this.
Yeah, no, they don't. There's nothing wrong with having a moral code, I don't think. But
Absolutely not.
this to me is fucking insane.
This is just faith on like hard mode.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you enjoy watching two Mr. Struggles banter about, we got some good news for you. We're going on tour.
We're going on tour. Sorry, I thought we were gonna say something.
3,
2, 1, 0. We're going on tour. That's right, baby. We're going to 25 cities.
That is so cool that you bring that up. I think it's so awesome that we're going on tour. We're going to 25 cities together.
So we hope to see you all there. Thank you for watching as usual. Time to go home and kiss my beautiful girlfriend. Psych.
Wait.
Baby, I'm gonna have a 3-way. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
In Gotham City,
The harvester takes something.
the deeper you dig,
The killings are ritualistic.
the darker it gets.
We're the same. We'll hide the night. I'm coming for you.
Batman Unburied, an audio series, is out now. Follow and listen for free, only on Spotify.
A cut on your
your chest. If your condition isn't life-threatening, you're gonna wait in the ER. Who even goes to the ER for like a cut that's not infected or doing anything particularly weird? And then they finally get in, and the nurse's questions are so boring and mundane. God, annoying medical professionals who devote their lives to trying to help people. The doctor looks at it and is like, yep, that's the cut. You probably scratched yourself in your sleep by accident or on purpose, you little emo. Okay, bye. So his entire family, including his sister, who came along because she was worried, have wasted their entire day in the ER over a cut that needed no treatment. But you'd think before going, one of them would have looked at it and been like, yeah, that's a cut. Slap a band-aid on it and have fun at school, son. You know, a normal reaction to a cut. I guess this is what we should expect. Greg's dream world is one where everybody freaks out and uproots their entire day over him having a cut. And driving home, they get into a car accident. So Greg's entire family is fine. The guy driving the other car is also fine. But the other guy's girlfriend just died instantly. And Greg is the only one who notices this. But this time he doesn't see a red glow. He looks at her and feels cold. So anyway, the guy who was driving the other car was apparently the one that hit them. So he gets out and starts apologizing profusely to Greg's family. And Greg just looks at him and is like, hey dude, your girlfriend's dead, by the way. How does he even know it's his girlfriend if they're strangers? Could have been his sister if he was driving somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, so the guy's like, oh my god, she is dead. And as usual, nobody in this book has any believable depth. They just kind of act out emotions on the surface level, and it's just such a boring reading experience. His family walks home. They just walk away from the car wreck before the authorities even show up, I guess. They just walk home to, and I quote, self-medicate. How does an 11-year-old self-medicate? Also, what happened to the second sister? Did Greg completely forget about her? I don't know. So anyway, at dinner, his stepfather is like, now Gregory, how did you know that woman was dead? And Greg's like, oh, my dear stepfather, I get abducted by aliens. And his stepdad's like, LOL, okay. I'm in a totally joking mood despite the day that we've had. Feel free to tell me the truth anytime, son. And Greg's like, no, really, it ripped out my heart last night. Could you not tell by the insignificant cut on my chest? And his dad's like, good night. Greg then foreshadows that weeks later, he is to ruin some lives. Can't wait. Chapter 11. Greg's laying in bed like, God, life is so, my name is Gregory Darkness Dementia Ravenway. One of his teachers had a heart attack and died in class, and Greg saw his soul, and it had a tail. Greg is a furry confirmed, I suppose. I love the focus on how misunderstood he is and how no one will listen. When, if a kid told their parents they were having nightmares about being tortured every night, you better believe that would be an issue. But no, he keeps phrasing it like, I got abducted by aliens and they gave me magic death powers, so that he can continue to be misunderstood and a poetic misfit, I guess. What was this? This was my Gregory Darkness Dementia Ravenway hair. One night, Greg's mom is like, hey son, go to bed. And he's like, never fucking make me go to bed, mom. And she slaps her belt against his door as a threat, and he's like, beat me all you want, I'll never go to sleep. And then she screams to call the hospital, and he runs out, and she's suddenly bleeding profusely from her eyes. She's unconscious, because who isn't in this book? And then he realizes that her eyes are gone. Her eyes have melted, but then they reappear, and she wakes up immediately, and she's fine. And also the dad and Joanna are here now. I really think he just forgot about the second sister, and everyone is like, what the hell just happened? I guess it was the aliens. And so the first responders show up, and the whole family's just like, yeah, we called because her eyes got stolen by aliens, but they're back now and she's fine. Mom's weirdly smiling, and the first responders are just like, yep, okay guys. The next day Greg is at school, and David tries to talk to him, so Greg screams at him to go away. And then Greg eats lunch alone because he's screamed at his only friend. Sometimes when I got thirsty, I would just drink my chocolate milk and think about how much I hated everyone at this point. And then a voice behind him creeps up and goes, hello there, Gregory. Remember that time the other day you melted your mom's eyes? You know, you've melted my eyes too. And I've also melted people's eyes. And Greg's like, ew, a sociopath nutjob is talking to me? Of course, it's the special ed kid. So he sits down at the lunch table and eats Greg's apple, and he's like, I can take care of more people for you. But it's okay if like you're in shock right now, this can wait. And Greg's like, you know, actually that's really considerate of you, like that works. Like I've peed myself from shock, so can we do this another time? And the kid's like, yeah, totally, cool, schedule it for later. And Greg dumps chocolate milk on himself to cover the fact that he peed himself. And that's the end of the chapter. Chapter 12. So apparently the kid is the alien in his dreams and is now extra torturing him by watching him all day at school. One night Greg is like, obviously, the aliens can't get me if I'm under metal. So he wraps himself in tinfoil. And instead of dreaming about being tortured by aliens, he dreams about a naked woman who looks like his teacher trying to seduce him in a field. However, he does wake up to the special ed kid screaming outside of his window to stop making things difficult. Fucking tinfoil. Who would have thunk it? So this kid/alien is just super cryptically like, I'm trying to help you, Gregory. It's them you have to worry about. Naturally, Greg's stepdad then goes full redneck and runs outside like, get off my property, freak. And then the roof of their house gets ripped off and Greg gets beamed into a flying saucer while his dad attempts to shoot it with a rifle. So he wakes up and there's some aliens doing their alien probes again. He's missing an arm, but that's okay because they just reattach it immediately. Also, he knows with his big galaxy brain that they're actually undoing something that was done to him. And then he wakes up back into bed. There's a hole in the roof above his bed now, so I guess they just yeeted him back in there. So how shall we deal with this interesting night that he's had? My front room had 3 police officers in it, as well as my sister's mom and papa. I stood there for a moment, rubbing my eyes, as they all continued to talk to one another. Joanna screamed, Daniel, and immediately ran over to me. Sisters plural, though. Interesting. Now this is the mystery I'm invested in. One of the officers spoke up. Ma'am, you all said your eyes exploded out of your head the other day. We show up, your eyes are fine. I'm not gonna do that accident. You say your kid is taken by aliens the other day. Your kid is right here. Can you explain? My papa stopped hugging me and turned to the officer. He said, listen, we'll handle this. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. The officer replied, we're probably going to have child services pay you a visit. This seems like an unstable home, both mentally with the mom thing and physically with whatever you did to the roof. And they're like, wow, what an asshole who totally talked like a normal person. We're definitely not calling the cops next time something dangerous happens. The next week, the alien who's pretending to be a kid creeps up behind Greg at school in the bathroom while he's taking a piss and is like, I need to give you back what they took, and knocks him out. Take a shot every time someone's unconscious, I swear to God. Chapter 13. So we're in a flashback now. Greg mentioned at the very beginning of the book that he spends summers with his biological father in Ohio and that there was a female there. So I guess now we get to figure out what happened with that. The bar is so low that I'm relieved we find out her name before we find out the size of her boobs. Her name's Julia. Also, she has brown hair and she is short. How compelling. She is also 4 years older than Greg, which is 15. I can't even pretend right now to hope that she's his babysitter. People have been messaging me about this hysterically for months. It is exactly as bad as what you are assuming right now. Come on, Tia, you can do it. Her name is Julie now, though. They play darts romantically, and he is entranced by her. Every 15-year-old, every mentally healthy 15-year-old on this planet sees something wrong with flirting with an 11-year-old. Again, I know where this is all going, but I wrote, Greg, if this book does not condemn her for being an actual fucking pedophile, I don't even know. Like, it is an experience to learn about yourself that you still have the most minimal expectation of decency from even Onision, and to have that crushed. They know each other from this like church social group that his dad is a part of. As usual, religion bad, Greg big boy galaxy brain. There's no point in praying for your loved ones who have cancer because God gave them cancer, etc. But prayer circle means you get to hold hands. Tell me, Gregory, what are her arms like? We then learn my mom left my dad because he was accused by her two sisters and her own child of being inappropriate to an illegal extent towards them. A bunch of the church kids are frolicking through a pond together, and the only purpose of the scene is for this other kid to be like, hey Greg, I think Julie has a crush on you. Sounds inappropriate to an illegal extent to me, but okay. Then they go inside. This is all still happening at a church gathering. And Julie tells Greg that she wants to shower with him. And he's like, really? And then she leaves and he's like, oh man, I blew it and I have no idea what's happening and I don't want to know either, but The church group goes on this trip to a cabin. All the kids are sleeping on the floor in sleeping bags. Julie is staring at Greg. Just staring, she just smiles and stares at him. As usual, we scroll very quickly past sex scenes and horror. Press F for my last brain cell friends. Kids are dumb. An 11-year-old may very well not be able to see this situation as abusive, but we've established that this book is not narrated with the ignorance of an 11-year-old. It's narrated by the adult Greg with perspective, looking back. But apparently not the perspective that pedophilia is bad. Chapter 14. I thought that the beginning of this chapter was a dream at first, because what the genuine fuck is going on? He's on the flight back from Ohio, and the flight attendant is like, hey kid, why didn't you impregnate Julia? She's gonna sleep with more guys now that you're gone, haha. Someone else on the plane laughs, and it's a familiar voice, but he doesn't actually say who it is. What the fuck is happening? This book is exactly like the second book, where it feels like multiple different books clumsily morphing into each other as you go along, because it's just Greg getting bored and deciding he wants to write something even dumber now. He's walking off the plane and one of the bathrooms is slightly open. So of course he looks in, because that's... Okay? So he looks in and he sees the alien in the mirror. And where in the timeline are we? I thought this was still a flashback. What the fuck? So he runs off the plane and then he's like, you know what? Actually, I'm sick of this. And he runs back past the flight attendant. She's like, oh, excuse me. But Greg is a badass on a mission. He grabs a fork, he runs into the bathroom, and he stabs the alien, aka the special ed kid, stabs him in the throat. So at this point, I was like, he has to be hurt. The flight attendant falls unconscious, obviously because the alien was controlling her telepathically. At this point, I was starting to wonder why there was only one flight attendant on this plane, but all of the other flight attendants run over to her. Absolutely nobody notices at all that Greg has just stabbed another kid in the neck with a fork. They just don't notice this. Now the alien is shedding its human skin and assuming its true alien form, and nobody notices this happening in an airplane bathroom. Greg just slips back off the plane and goes and joins a sister, and she's like, LOL, where were you? This book went from bad to I am having a stroke immediately. That night he falls asleep, and he's back in space on the alien spaceship, and there's a guy in front of him who he describes as looking like Agent Smith from The Matrix, but with a large head. Greg screams so loud that he makes the skin peel off of Agent Smith's face and then makes his head explode. And then more aliens rush in and Greg screams that he wants to die and their heads explode. And he gets ejected from the spacecraft, but he's like, no, not yet. Instead of flying back to his body, he flies back to do some more murdering, and he realizes it's not the screaming. He can murder with his galaxy brain. Now, as he is actively conducting his murder spree, he decides to have a good think about things. He now knows, somehow, that the alien he murdered on the plane was actually a good guy who was trying to protect him from all these bad aliens, and when he murdered him, he saw remorse in his eyes for a moment, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. This book, how is this book so insane and so mind-numbing at the same time? It's a work of genius. Then he visualizes, he gets sick of murdering all the aliens one by one, so he's like, I'm bored now, and just visualizes a bomb to blow up the rest of the world. And that's that. Then he wakes up in bed. Chapter 15. The aliens haven't bothered me for years. Maybe they didn't send out a distress signal. Maybe they're afraid of me. I've been keeping myself busy with my abilities. I've learned to levitate on command. I've learned to cook food with my thoughts. Fuck Fuck this book. Okay, let's get this straight. Greg has magic powers. Bad aliens were trying to stop him from having magic powers. The good alien, who he murdered with a fork as thanks, was trying to undo the stopping of the magic powers. And here we are. And Julia's here too. Yay. And now she's 18, which makes Greg ew. So Greg's in class and they're getting this like safety lecture thing about how not to get hurt. And this kid raises his hand and is like, and Greg looks at him and knows that he's an alien. That was when I decided he should die. Moments before I severed his ability to breathe, reality glowed around me. The lights, the skin of all the students, the teacher's bald head. It was like I could see everything I needed, and it all shined. In the moment my existence demanded it, I knew everything I needed to know. I didn't need to hide anymore. I realized nothing could hurt me. The alien underestimated me, and when I was done deciding the fate, when I was done soaking in the reality of my situation, and numerous factors saturating the air, like whispers in my ear, had all spoken their piece at once. You haven't said anything. Literature. Why is this not what I'm studying in school? Speaking of which, remember that time Greg tried to fake Stones to Abigail being taught in the university? That was comedy gold. Chapter 16. Apparently all of this is happening because of a magic rock in his brain. Oh my god. I need another shot. His powers also now make everyone love him and everything go the way that he wants all the time. Davis was smiling across the room from me. Two pretty teachers with cleavage showing stood by waiting for me to address them at the entrance of the room. I looked at all of them and I smiled. Something's about to change, I said. The teacher with larger breasts than most anyone I've seen replied, "What do you mean, cutie?" And click, just like that, their smiles faded. Both teachers were overcome with the expression of confusion and immediately left the room. Is Greg okay? Like the actual Greg, like the man writing this. Like, I think he's finally lost it. Because he wrote this year. We also find out that his mom ended up leaving the stepdad because he became an abusive alcoholic, because that makes total sense and was foreshadowed very well before. So he's basically, Greg has now flipped this cosmic switch that makes everyone hate him, or what? He's making everyone hate him now, instead of making everyone love him, because that was fake and wrong, and he decided he didn't like it anymore. He calls Julie, whatever the hell her name is, he calls her, and she still likes him, and he's like, but that's because she doesn't understand who I truly am. And so he beams some thoughts to her mind so that she understands all the weird alien shit that's been happening and all his superpowers. And she's like, of course I still like you. Come over and see me immediately. He tells his mom that he's leaving for a bit, and she apparently sheds a single tear and tells him that he can't because he's too young. He's only 14, which is the first reasonable thing I've heard in this entire book. But what his mom thinks obviously doesn't matter. Greg can fly now, so he flies all the way to Ohio and lands on Julia's porch. She comes out of the house. She is only wearing a towel, and he is very tall. And then she gets shot in the forehead. Chapter 17. Julia just got shot in the forehead, but now it's her neck. Literally on the same page, it's changed. As usual, Greg does not emote at all at the sight of his girlfriend getting shot in the head, which for the first time I'm okay with. I think we all agree that if you think it's okay to sleep with 14-year-olds, you can die. The aliens, for some reason, decided to send a human assassin who was also wearing a red polka dot suit, because that's suitable for a super covert murder mission. Anyway, it's punishment time. Greg also decides now to reveal that actually there are lots of aliens living on Earth in human skin, but not anymore. It's murder time. He's gonna murder everyone now. He's like, you know, I could just kill them all remotely with my mind because I have literally the biggest galaxy brain, but I want it to be personal. So I'm gonna ask you to project to all of the aliens individually and murder them. None of these aliens have wronged me personally, and you know, there was that one guy who was trying to help me, so clearly they're not inherently evil. Like, I'm just in a genocidal mood. Greg even murders some aliens in the bodies of children, and their parents are upset about it. But sometimes Sometimes they don't have fathers. This is important to mention because Greg has daddy issues. So the whole alien genocide thing takes about 17 hours, but in another realm of existence, it's hashtag deep, you wouldn't understand. So he yeets his soul back into his body, like pretty much immediately in human time, so that he can finish murdering the human assassin who shot Julia. I spoke to him. I want you to see how pointless what you have done is. He looked at me with a smile in his eyes, showing his teeth. Just imagine like the teeth in his eyes open, like his eyes are mouth. In a half grin on his face as blood seeped out of his mouth, he gurgled, "I don't fear you." I replied, "Julia?" The man looked at me, trying to hold back his confusion, masking it with false confidence. Julia sat up in bed. The light her soul filled the room with was gone. Without much thought, I had returned her to this world and given her all the information she needed to know. So Julia's pedophile Jesus now, I guess? Julia blinked a few times and looked at me holding the man against the wall with blurry eyes. "You're naked," she said. I replied, "And it's not just your blood that I'm drenched in, darling." Greg's like, "You know what? I don't actually want to kill this assassin. I only want to kill people who are threats to me," which makes complete sense given that he just murdered a whole bunch of people / aliens who literally didn't do anything to him. So anyway, he just yeets the guy away and it's fine. And we're meant to accept that all of this makes total sense. Now is the time for romance, apparently. I would like to vomit. Julia doesn't seem particularly shaken by having just died, but I guess trauma would be kind of inconvenient for Greg right now, so she's totally fine with it all. He makes her another galaxy brain stone so that they can be together forever. She wants him to impregnate her, etc. Greg is like, galaxy brain moment. There's innocent people out there. I just can't stomach all of the violence and chaos in society. It's too much for my fragile heart. "Okay, no more mental illness. I'm going to cure everyone," I said. She replied, "So no more therapy, no more medication or disorders for anyone?" I smiled and said, "I don't know of anyone who wants to be damaged." She added, "Is being damaged what makes us us?" I was at a loss. I should have gotten without a trigger. I'm ready to die. That was right out of Stones to Abigail, honestly. Greg is also able to edit human biology in real time now. He can just change everyone in the world. So he decides it's time to make some much needed changes, such as gender equality and steel fingernails. I mean, those are the two things I think are the most wrong with the world. Chapter 18. Greg's powers mean that he can fulfill Julia's every desire, which is good because it means he can completely possess her, because that's how romance works. So they're chilling just in the clouds, just chilling up there because they're superhumans now. So they're chilling in the clouds and she's like, "I want to visit my old family house." And he's like, "Okay." So they fly there. And while they're flying, her pants keep flying off. Because does she wear really loose pants? They get to Julia's old house and her dad immediately chucks an axe at Greg and demands to know where Julia is. Because I guess he didn't A, see her standing right beside Greg, or B, realize that he couldn't answer that question if he was hit with an axe. But actually it's fine, the parents are completely okay with this entire situation as soon as they find out that she went with him consensually. Time for a nice family dinner. This is Julia's father.
Bubbles are thick. How are the bubbles thick? Fermentation.
That's not it. Okay, get in
Oh.
there. Wait, is there liquid under there, or did it just turn into... No, it's just bubbles.
Oh my god. What is this?
It's like if like a 7-Eleven slushie was not cold. If a slushie was not cold is the texture of this, which obviously a slushie has to be cold because it's ice. That's the whole point of a slushie. But this is like a not cold slushie.
I'm kind of into it.
Honestly, yeah.
This whole thicket thing is unleashing my... I don't know. I love pudding.
Are you okay?
This is inside of us. We're fine.
Yeah, 2 ingredients. It's modified cornstarch and maltodextrin.
Can we break up the wine now?
Yes. That was like a bottle of water.
I was going for salt.
Okay. Well, in that case, gotta let me in on the creative vision.
You shouldn't have invited me to this place. I'm just gonna make everything in.
Oh no. My life is thicket now.
Dinner, we're having thicket.
You thicket my soup that I made? Actually, no, that's a decent idea. That's horrifying.
We're thickening the soup, Tia.
start with me being horrified by something, like, you know, it's a horrible idea, and then I do it, and then it's a great idea. I will pour our wine. Oh! I will not pour our wine, because this is...
Yeah.
Oh, no!
I'm pleased you appreciate good wine.
There's my soup. She's very beautiful already. Doesn't need to be. There's my alcoholic beverage. Yummy. There's our little experimental bowl of thicket soup. I didn't think that one was that bad. You were going for solid though. I feel like this is more than most people would add to it. That was totally fine. This was the easiest to consume the thicket in because it tasted the same. It was just soup. It was good. But also I feel like I am that guy in A Clockwork Orange, and I'm gonna like face plant into my meal in a second because this is gonna kill me.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night. I can feel my neck. My arms. Even my fingers.
We're disposing of that one. Speedruns the 5 stages of grief.
I think since we've been going for like real thick on the past couple tries,
We'll
we
go
should
a
do
little
this
lighter.
one. You can hear it. You can hear the ocean in my measuring cup of thicket alcohol. It goes down slower. It like lingers in your mouth longer, which you don't want when it's Bacardi.
I mean,
The cider tastes like juice to begin with, so. Welcome to my dinner party. All the beverages are thick.
Boy.
Except for the waters.
That's too far. You can't torture it. It's been a long day.
I thought you were gonna say your husband Jeremiah. You can't torture your husband Jeremiah like that. Honestly, it is kind of jammy.
I'm just saying.
Like if you added like
Put some peanut butter.
If you added like a lot of thicket to a fruit juice, it would be jammy. You could probably spread it on toast. Oh no.
Don't worry about it. If I was saltine, you're gonna get a little snack.
I've never been so menaced by the concept of a little snack.
I hope this haunts you in your nightmares.
If it haunts you in my nightmares when you wake you up,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it in detail, and I'm going to make you suffer too. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich time. We got Grower's cranberry pomegranate cider, but make it thick. We got peanut butter. It's like a.
I love this.
It looks like candy. It looks neon. It looks like there's like a chewed up gummy candy.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's alcoholic. An alcoholic peanut butter cracker. It doesn't taste that weird. Did you just devour yours in one bite?
Yeah. I don't think I need to.
I'm a lady, so I'm picking little bites.
Order.
So at our dinner party, we have thick wine. These are the little hors d'oeuvres that we open with, and then we got thick soup. For dessert, we bring out the real
If
prize.
we're gonna rally and go to the bar afterwards,
Then we gotta be energized, and you know what that means. The emo kid's drink of choice.
is it the emo
It
kid's
is the
drink
emo
of
kid's
choice?
drink of choice. Thick cereal.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need milk.
Thick milk again.
I'll have cereal. Oh, you have your weird cereal. It's granola.
Wait, you can ask the internet.
Okay.
Finally.
We don't need to put this on Instagram.
We need to put our domestic disputes on the internet right now.
Would you like to present?
My case is that this is cereal.
Okay.
Fruit seeds and nuts, granola, omega-3, a blend made with whole grain oats.
You're just reading the description.
I know. It's cereal. It's a box of cereal.
It says granola on it.
It's granola cereal.
It's just granola.
I was waiting. That's why I was reading it. I wanted to say cereal, but it's not saying.
It's not saying cereal because it's not cereal. Did get some of your cake? Yes.
Oh my god. You're getting too into this.
I love
Yogurt is already thick.
but we can.
We're not even measuring anymore. We're just eyeballing it.
Honestly,
We're thicket experts at this point. You could say.
blizzard thing and you can put the thing upside down and if it doesn't fall, you can do that with the yogurt.
Oh, that's good. That's what we all need to hear. This is weird. This is like frozen yogurt but not cold.
I like it. I really like this.
What were your comments on thick cereal? I find thick cereal to be
palatable.
Palatable. I concur. Madam, your final glass? It's the same concept as the Bacardi, with the nasty aftertaste just lingers longer.
I like it.
I don't like the aftertaste of it. And it's like, no, it's in there.
I used to drink like 6 of these a day.
Well, how are you alive?
Who knows? That's what we're all wondering. My heart was really just
you think?
Just beat extremely quickly, like all.
I wonder why that is. We'll swirl it around. A little. I detect notes of artificial sweetener,
colors, and preservatives.
You can smell colors.
My third eye has opened.
The amount of Homestuck jokes I could make right now.
I don't know much Homestuck.
Dip the broccoli in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't stopped filming it, you know?
That's gonna be in there.
Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. I have no brain today, so we're just gonna jump right into it. This video is about U quizzes, which they're kind of a big trend on Tumblr right now. I've been seeing them everywhere. I asked my followers on Tumblr for their best/worst/favorite U quizzes, and that is where I collected this list from. But besides that, this video it's not really about Tumblr that much. This is just about me doing U quizzes curated by my followers who I trust to be just as gay and no brain cells as me. So, perfect. Sirens in the background. Which one should we start with? First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this week's sponsor, Trade Coffee. With Trade, you can discover new coffees from the nation's best local roasters. Trade matches you with your own personal selection of coffees and ships it straight from the roastery at peak freshness. It's super simple, just take the quiz, answer some questions about how you like your coffee, and Trade will curate matches just for you based on your preferences. Next, choose your delivery frequency, and your coffee will appear on your doorstep whenever you want it to. You'll never have to worry about running out again. An extra perk is that Trade now ships everything in compostable packaging. And the final step is after you've tried your new coffee, you go back to Trade and rate your matches so that it'll get better at recommending you new things that you'll love. Trade is great because it makes it so easy to support local roasters, which is better. It's better ethically, it's better. The coffee of the quality is so much better. Coffee of the quality. Quality of the coffee. Supporting local roasters, it's better ethically. The quality of the coffee is better. I drink coffee every single morning, and I really love the new beans that Trade sent me. You can get whole beans or ground, but I get whole beans because I use them with my espresso machine. I've tried a few of the coffees at this point so far. I think I've tried 4 of them, and they're all really subtly different and interesting. I think it's kind of fun to spice things up, try new flavors, get better at learning your own weird, unique taste in coffee. The first 100 people to click the link in the description below will get 50% off their first bag from Trade. Just click the link in the description below, take the quiz, and use my code. The shipping is also included. You're welcome. Let's start with, do you have good taste in men? I know this one is quite popular. My real name is, of course, Strange. Pick a movie character. I'm good at The Grinch. Oh no, I didn't see Peter. Pick a real guy. Oh, Bill Nye. Pick an old guy to feed birds at the park with. Joseph Joestar. Oh, but there's Hannibal. I would feed birds at the park with all of these men personally. But it has to be Prince Philip in that picture only. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry, Joseph. Pick a guy that deranged people on Tumblr think is sexy. The guy called Gecko. Who's the hottest food mascot? Good man. Pick a Shrek character to live happily ever after with. A gingerbread man. I can't pick Lord Farquaad or else we'd be that lesbian couple that looks too similar. Roleplay time here now. An Adam Sandler love interest. Which character will you fall for? Oh no, girl, Adam Sandler. I pick Hawaiian shirt Adam Sandler. I haven't seen any of these movies, I don't think, unless I was a child. My battery's dying. Oh yes, let's just make it more chaotic. Why don't you just add more sirens while we're at it? That'd be great. Pick a villain. This guy terrified me when I was a child. I'm going for this guy. Interesting taste. I would love to study you. Thanks. Okay, let's go for which Tumblr sexy man are you? Strange. strange with 2 N's. Okay, that's an interesting typo. Choose a very real and obscure event that happened to me. Anyone can create these, by the way. UQuiz is just a quiz-making website. It's like Kahoot in that way, where like you have some people using it for professional purposes and you have some people using it for this. Catfishing possibly hundreds of kids on Animal Jam and identifying as a guy online when I was 8, which started my confusing and difficult relationship with gender. Having both of my ex-boyfriends possessed by the demon Asmodeus. Me discovering a drawing I made when I was 6 that depicted me dead. My 6th grade math teacher, who was married with kids, made moves on me. I hope it wasn't when you were in 6th grade. Jesus. I mean, the demon possession would make me laugh. Let's go for that. Choose a romantic interest, attractive and funny, but has a major piss kink. Wants to be the best for you and respects your independence, but they smell like garbage because they use 3-in-1 shampoo and body wash. Cute and smart, makes you roleplay as their favorite anime character on dates / in bed. Great taste in music, and honest with you, but never hangs out with you. Gives good advice and spends time with you, but hits on other people. I think I will choose, in this case, to just not see them. Pick your favorite deadly sin right now. Act. It's Pride Month. Oh shit, some creepy guy is suddenly attacking you. Pick a weapon to defend yourself with. My bare hands. Something simple like a knife or pistol. My scissors. My trusty katana. Spiked bat. A fucking axe. Scythe. My brain power scythe. Choose a queer-coded antagonist. Tony the Talking Clock. Sorry, what was this quiz again? Oh, Tumblr Sexy Men. Wasn't it? Was he a Tumblr Sexy Man? No good. I don't remember that one. Speaking of which, let's go for Tumblr history exam. Let's see if I really know as much as I think I do. 5 out of 6 of these stories are real. Which one did I make up? Oh, we're going Tumblr fake stories. Okay, a cop is reading Homestuck in a user's driveway. He was crying. That one's real. User's conservative father becomes okay with the gay through John Locke. That one's true. User's friend is beaten by a bus. That one's true. User is dragged to church with their religious parents. The pastor has a serious chat with them because of their supernatural necklace, thinking it's a sign of the devil. I don't think I've come across that one in the wild. That one's on the suspicion list. Someone writes a Fall Out Boy lyric on their school bathroom wall, and blood, they go into lockdown. Genetic mutation that gives you purple eyes, no body hair, no menstrual cycle. That one is true. Or that one is a real fake story. So it's between someone writes a Fall Out Boy lyric on their bathroom wall, supernatural necklace is a sign of the devil. Which one of these is a real fake story? I'm gonna go for this one. Oh! Which of these former child stars caused an uproar with his social experiment in 2012? Full sprouse. Yes! Hi, I send random song lyrics to those I'm a fan of on Tumblr, although this is not so random because I just had to pick this song. This is an example of a former feature of the website. What is it called? Oh, Fairmail. I thought it was going to be something to do with the message itself. Which of these posted users want to make the most reblogged picture on Tumblr? All of these are real images. A graph showing the equation of the curve of Jensen Ackles' ass. A picture of Dean from Supernatural wearing gym shorts. A personification of fandom Tumblr drawn in the style of a Homestuck character. A meme of Tumblr creator David Karp that wrote, I made Tumblr, bitches love Tumblr. Yes! Okay, we're okay. I was really discouraged by the first one. I thought I knew my Tumblr fake stories. Okay. In what year did the famous DashCon Tumblr convention take place? 2014. How many weed-smoking girlfriends did Tumblr user the Jory have? 3. Okay, now we're on a roll. Now we're fine. Now we're good. Just watch this next one. Just kills me. Okay. Which food item did user Randy Slime Tony forget to flip over in the oven? Oh, it's incorrect. It was mozzarella sticks, wasn't it? Okay. Filling the blank nun pizza with left beef. What is the name of Demi Lovato's twin sister who was locked in a basement